Just recently, it seems that companies are competing to have the longest name of a gun. And this week, Umarex have joined in with the Walther PPQ M2 Q4 TAC combo. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. Very recently I reviewed the really high quality PP Q5 pistol from Umarex. Now at the time I had wind there was going to be a 4.6 inch version to the range. I wasn't fully aware though that it was going to be a more tactical version. Well, here it is, and thankfully they've also included the red dot in the combo kit too. Let's take a closer look, shall we? It has an overall length of 198mm or 7 3/4 inches and tips the scales, according to Umarex, at 880 grams. Now on my scales that was 923 grams or around 2 pounds with a 12 gram CO2 on board. It does have that now Umarex familiar solid and weighty feel about it, just as its Q5 sibling does, which gives it that high quality feel. It comes in the rather nice grey and black finish with the top slide in black metal and the bottom in the grey polymer finish. I do like the black section of the rear of the grip and the base of the magazine. This has also been used in the ancillaries such as safety, mag release, slide release, and they've also gone for a black trigger rather than the somewhat Marmite coloured trigger on the Q5. Personally, even though I don't like Marmite, I was surprisingly drawn to the more target shooter leaning blue trigger on the Q5, but I've heard mixed feelings. Again, the lettering is very subtle. Indeed, it is mostly embossed with only the Walther and legal bits in white. I certainly don't feel the need to get a Sharpie out and start and hide the bits. The top has the removable plate that is replaced with the supplied and really rather good red dot. Left in place, you are using open sights, which are fixed and white dotted open front sight, which mates up with the windage adjustable rear, also sporting twin white dots as sighting aids. Naturally, with my eyes, I will be using the red dot and hoping for as good a results as the Q5, which was really very good when I used it last time. But more of that later in the field target work. Whilst we're still up top, the main difference of this Q4 is the protruding 4.6 inch rifle barrel and the ability to fit a silencer, moderator, suppressor, quietening thing at the front. All of which are arguable terms because this is a left-handed thread and likely to suit an airsoft type silencer that, well, doesn't frankly silence, that is. It is more for show than to have any real sound reducing capabilities. The safety selector is the easy to drop into safe mode type and then requires pushing forward and holding in position whilst you lift upwards to drop into fire, hopefully helping to stop any potential little people's fingers being able to turn this into dangerous mode. It has a lock open facility with a slide release on the left hand side, but this isn't a lock open after last shot because this is the pellet loading belt system and doesn't have that function. The mag release is on the left hand side of the grip and has an initial spring assist, but then leaves Sir Isaac Newton to sort out the rest. The underside of the front has a rail for any more toys that you may want to add, and the final point in the walk around is probably the additional safety in the trigger a la Glock style. The next thing to look at is the magazine, and this once out, following the release and gravity joint effort, is pretty much all metal with the new 21 round belt system that has proven itself to be more reliable than the older rubber style. Using a little silicone oil from time to time is going to be no bad practice, which will help prolong the life of your new pride and joy. Now, to me, this maintenance is just part of the pleasure of owning your pistol. I suppose it would be like buying a new car and never cleaning it otherwise. The 12 gram CO2 is slotted into the magazine after first sliding the bottom forward. Then unscrew the retaining screw with the rear of the grip which holds the hex key. Nice idea. Add a little silicone oil to the top of your CO2 and then pop it in and tighten until it's pierced. Don't over tighten it, it does nothing any good at all. Then you can return the rear of the grip and that bottom cover. The next thing to do is to drop in the pellets of your choice. I will often use the H&N Excite simply because they are short, pretty accurate over 10 meters and cheap enough to plink away until your fingers are sore. Push the black gate from right to left, then drop in your pellets. If you position the belt right, you can actually put 2 in each time. Move the belt round, pop in your next 2, and continue until it's full. Then drop the magazine back into the bottom of the grip. Again, that small gate around the pellets will push itself back into the correct position, even if you forget to return it into the right position. You're now all loaded up. Time to drop this over the scan chronograph and test the power levels. Now, Umarex claim under 3 joules, so this isn't built for pest control at all. More target and plinking. So, loaded up with 7.5 grain H&N Excite pellets, it saw 295 feet per second pretty consistently, which is 1.45 foot-pounds or just under 2 joules at 1.97. Just about what we expected, really. Fitting the red dot next. This is about as easy as it gets. Simply remove the 2 shorter retaining screws holding the plate in the top using the supplied hex key. Now then, you then return and pop the red dot on the top. You can feel it slot into place. You then need the longer screws and the bigger hex key. Tighten it down without overdoing it. Just nip it up. And that's it, all done. With this in place, time to get this out at the customary 10 meters and see what it and I can do. The Walther PPQ, it's the Q4 this one, the M2. The difference mainly is you've got a threaded barrel on the end. It is left-handed thread, so the kind of silencer, moderator, suppressor, whatever you want to call it, you're going to put on is going to be restricted and limited. Mostly it's down for show, so it's going to be there as, say, an airsoft one or something like that. It has a really nice feel to it. It is the smaller version of the, and I've got it here, the PPQ Q4. Now, this is the target one with the blue trigger. They both come with this red dot sight. This one didn't come in the box, hard case. I've provided one, and this one doesn't come in a hard case either. So chances are I will get a hard case for it. I think it's much better to have a hard case, keeps it safer. But I do like the design, I do like the way they shoot and feel. I've loaded this one up. It is quite a time-consuming process to actually load the belt-fed magazine up, and as such, personally, I'd keep a spare, because then you can have them both loaded at the same time. It keeps the fun going. So you've got 42 rounds to go at rather than 21 before you have to stop and start the process of loading it up. So it's not difficult, it's just time consuming. I do quite like them, as I've already said. The one thing that I've got a bit of a complaint about is the red dot, which is pretty good considering the cost of it and the size and everything, how they've managed to make it all up. What they don't supply you with is a tool to adjust it up, down, left, right, elevation, windage. So you're going to need a fairly small bladed screwdriver to make those adjustments. It'd be nice if they put one in the box, but they don't. They do give you all the hex keys to be able to adapt it, change it, move it, and put it on, put it off, whatever, but they don't supply the adjuster screw. Now, I would have thought that's a quid or two. In fact, I believe this one literally came out of a Christmas cracker. So it's not expensive. Umarex, that's my first bit of a notice. Put one of those in the boxes, ideally. Right, anyway, here we go, down the range, 10 metre, nice day. They say go and live in the country because it's quiet. It's anything but quiet because there's more animals and birds and stuff going off. It's incredible. It's never a dull moment out here, even though it is pretty secluded. It's never quiet and it's never a dull moment. Just shooting off the usual Rockstad that everybody asks about, and if we go anywhere with them, they all say, where can I get them, where can I get them? I'll put the link in the details below because everybody asks for them. They're not expensive and they're really good. I'm doing a lot of talking here. This isn't the review bit, this is the shooting bit. So let's crack on with it. Do the shooting bit. Nice safety. Out we go and we'll see what we can do. It's got a nice blowback to it. The trigger is doing a lot of the work, so it's rotating the magazine as well, so it does make the trigger a little stiffer, but nonetheless they're a nice thing to use. Personally, I don't think that's bad. It's a first go, just straight down there, adjusted it slightly. I think I could probably do better. After saying that, it's sibling the match one I feel was probably slightly more accurate, but hey, that could just be a difference between a good day and a not so good day as far as shooting is concerned. But these are a nice piece of kit. Shoot them with or without the red dot, but I think they just look the part with the red dot. I purposely haven't shot it with any form of silencer on board because I'm trying to get the best out of the gun. I do like them, they feel fabulous. Yeah, nice piece of kit, both of them. Back to the studio. I do think these results are pretty respectable for what is essentially a replica designed more for feel and looks rather than out and out performance. And of course, you have blowback to contend with too. Well, there are now 2 of these in the PPQ range and are likely to add to your list to collect or confusion as to which one you want. You can never accuse Umarex of not giving you enough choice. Sometimes it can be a bit too much. I said I liked the Q5. Well, I'm also going to say I like the Q4 too. Which do I like best? That's a tough call. I think I'm the add both to your collection camp. Oh, price. I nearly forgot. These are high-end Umarex models and the Q4 should be retailing out at around or under £280 UK, which is a reflection of the quality and to my mind is still good value. I do think it would benefit from a hard case, So I'll put mine in one. You know, the feel of these and the weight is exceptionally good, and the accuracy and realism is on the next level, really. The rifle barrel is going to add to the accuracy, but the attention to detail and quality control is evident. Something Umarex do seem to excel at, and probably the reason why I own so many of them. It's been a good one this week, undoubtedly, and great fun too. If you've enjoyed it, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, share and click the alarm notification bell to be advised when the next review is coming out. That said, it's always 7 AM UK time every Friday. There are lots of forums, etc. to check out. There is the AAR website with merch and much more. A big thank you to Umarex and, of course, to Vector Air for getting this for me to review for you guys. The biggest thanks, as always, goes out to you for watching and supporting the channel and what we're trying to do here. Now, at this point, it's time to say stay safe and shoot safe, and hopefully I'll see you next week when we've got lots more things coming and we might be pushing the boundaries just a little bit. Anyway, bye for now.